It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and it's the Big Detecting Show. And this is going to be my last one, Adrian.
You're eating chocolate, aren't you, Dave? Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Only for diabetic purposes.
God, I hate to be diabetic.
I know, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm good. Really good. A bit detected out. I went detecting last Saturday and Sunday all day. Whoa, in the lovely rain and mud. Went with Fraser, part of the treasure hunting team, in lovely Suffolk/Norfolk border with Jules and Lisa. Lisa spent the day saying she felt a bit rough and got back and tested positive to COVID. So I'm all right, I think. I did that as a joke. Now I'm coughing. But yeah, had a lovely weekend.
Adrian.
Yeah.
Fine much.
Well, we found a lovely pub in Suffolk. Sorry, coughing then.
Have some red wine.
Sunday.
Go away,
Sunday.
mate.
It's cough mixture. It's not red wine. I wish it was. Saturday didn't find much because we spent most of the time talking and looking, but we found a few coins and bits, nothing major, some pennies. And then Sunday found a Roman, bit of a broken fibula, a few other bits. I had a lovely day Sunday, beautiful fields. Went out to the club, really nice. But yeah,
Essex area.
that was Suffolk as well.
All
So
right.
yeah, Essex Suffolk border. Went out to the
How
East
far are you
Coast
away
searches.
from the Suffolk border?
Half hour.
That's not bad.
Yeah. 40 minutes, half hour, 40 minutes where I went, but yeah.
And does
I'm
the
going out
regional
this
accent
Sunday.
change from it be all right
Yes.
to
Yes.
like it be black
Yes.
Aryan?
Or you go over have a drink. Yeah, but it's lovely, beautiful
So
countryside.
it goes from apples and
lovely
pears,
day.
apples and pears, apples and pears, elephant and round
Well,
the
that's
castle.
in London. That's not in Essex.
Well,
but
you are in
the
London.
thing, if no one's had the chance to detect in Suffolk, Norfolk, take the opportunity because the soil is lovely. It's like sand, pretty much muddy sand, dry sand. And we went out Saturday, and I said to Fraser, "You got your spade?" He went, "Yeah." And he brought a trowel out that big. I said, "You're not using a spade, no." And you can literally go like that with the soil. Beautiful, absolutely lovely. Yeah, so I had a good time. And out this Sunday as well.
That'll be because it's all got loads of bones and blood of it, of dead Saxon people and soldiers and Vikings and stuff.
There was unbelievable history around the areas we were detecting. But yeah, I had a lovely time. But legs, I mean, what, 20 hours, got nearly detecting. Took the Deuce 2 out. Enjoyed that. Got it very muddy, but no, very much enjoyed it. Anyway, tonight we got some good things on. We got the free giveaway prize draw, and thank you to everyone for subscribing. BigDetectingShow.com. How many people have we had, Dave?
Nearly 1,000 people sign up to the newsletter, which give them access to the prize draws, and all them lovely people who've contacted us and give us percentages off at their companies. And
we've had more come forward since
we certainly have.
Went out. Just so people are aware, there's a cut-off date for the newsletter, the offers. We cut it off on Tuesday, Dave, or Wednesday. And some people have signed up tonight, this afternoon. Sadly, they won't be in the draw tonight, but they will be in the next one. And anyone who's signed up, you don't have to sign up every time we have a prize draw. Just do it once. Subscribe once to us, and you'll appear in every single prize draw for free. You don't have to do it every time we have a prize draw, just once. But do check your spam folder, because very small amount have gone in the spam folder, which is nice. But you only need to subscribe once. And thank you to everyone who's given us prizes and discounts, especially discounts, because
thank you enough.
Some are higher than what you'd get elsewhere, aren't they, Dave?
They certainly are.
Doing that tonight.
And we were hoping to have a new brand and a new logo for the night as well, but Adrian's work has been taken up elsewhere, so we'll have hopefully a new Big Detecting Show logo coming up over the next couple of weeks, won't we, young man?
Yes, but if people do want to sign up and subscribe to the free giveaways every couple of weeks, it's bigdetectingshow.com. It's on the homepage, and just put your email address, phone number, not we're going to sell it, or email address, but we need to contact you when you've won. So some people put wrong numbers in, like a 3-digit number and stuff, and if you win, you're not going to win it because we can't contact you. So make sure you put the right information in there, and then we can sell it to our friend in Nigeria who's going to do the marketing for us.
Are we?
No.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. So, and it's UK only, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Currently, yes, it's only UK only. Currently, we've been in communication with a distributor in the United States who may be willing to participate, but they want to see how our analytics go in the coming weeks. So the more people who sign up, the more chance you've got of us being able to do this in the US and in the Europe as well.
And we're going to have an auction as well. Well, we'll talk about that later on, won't we?
We'll talk about that later on.
Yeah. So we haven't got any guests on tonight, have we?
Well, got one. He's the greatest hair of a man I've ever seen, and then there's Gary Cook.
Yes. Shall we bring them in?
There they are.
Hello, ladies.
Hi, Gary. Hi, John.
Evening. How you doing?
Simply lovely. You?
Yeah, we're good. Thank you. Yeah, perfect. We're
lovely. Are you in the Rodney Cook bunker?
Yeah, John's put us in the locker.
Can't see. Yeah, very nice. You got they're from this year's rally. Is that the actual flag that was flying on top of the marquee? Right. Oh wow!
Yeah,
wow.
I think so. We almost blew away, but we managed to save it.
Fantastic.
We shan't tell you how we got those down.
I was going to say,
was Steve Newman involved?
No.
No.
Health and safety went out the window there.
What, you took it down when the marquee was up?
Yeah.
Who did it?
Aaron went up there.
Aaron climbed up and walked up the top of the marquee and then took it down.
Did you not hear that music? It was going did when he was doing it.
That's next year's circus theme. That'd be quite good.
Ooh, so the Rodney Cook Circus. Get Gandhi's there next year.
Make a note of that.
Yeah.
Rodney Cook,
Well, I know.
Circus theme. So
Plenty of clowns will be there, I reckon. So I think we'll be all right.
There was enough of this year, Rally.
yeah, after 9 o'clock, after the beer. But
Anyway,
this year when-
everybody knows Gary, so we'll let him introduce himself after we've let John introduce himself.
Oh yeah, don't you worry about introducing me. You know what I mean?
So I'm John. I'm one of the organisers of the Rodney Cook
Do you
Rally.
mean one of them, the main
No,
man?
one of the organisers with the big team that we have that organise the rally every year, including obviously Adrian and loads of other people. And yeah,
John,
just do my bit.
John's being very modest. He's actually the site manager, and he makes sure that all of the issues that arise during the weekend, and believe you me, there are a few, he sorts them out if he can. So if we have any electrical problems, if we have any lighting issues, and if you were there this year just before, was it the live band come on?
Yeah,
we couldn't turn the lights off from the marquee. So, and then every time we did switch them off, the poor man who was doing the photo booth that you two engaged with, his power was going off. So he wasn't very happy. He had to reboot every time. We were switching him off all the time, and he was getting quite narky.
And of course, John took great delight in people's dietary requirements as well.
Yes. Well, my wife did, yeah.
Was that her famous drizzle cake?
Yeah.
Was her famous drizzle cake was.
Was.
Which,
Yeah.
I didn't get any of that. Not a piece.
That's because I had most of it.
We've got photographic evidence of you
Yes.
eating it. And
Yeah,
Adrian,
fair play. Fair play.
You did eat a lot of cake. I'll tell you what, the photographic evidence, funny enough, my daughter's boyfriend, I think it was, came around the other day, and the pictures of the photo booth on the side, and they were so good. That was all free, wasn't it? And they were uploaded to the website. And I especially liked my photos, Dave, didn't I? Because I went up on my own and stuck my finger through the flies of my trouser and just stood there, and the guy was going.
We've actually got every single one of those, Adrian, because he gave us a book with every photo that was taken in the night. So we've got them all.
Oh,
So, if anybody causes us any issues, we could actually, release the photos.
not the ones for me.
Yeah, Adrian, with the sausage.
Yeah, I use my big finger.
We've got, and we've also got the negatives, so we could actually,
blow it up. Negatives gone. I heard that for a while. But so it's all over now, Gary and John, and the hard work starts for planning for next year.
already started.
You already started. But more importantly, you raised, those who don't know, you raised a hell of a lot of money this year. I mean, just put it in perspective, last year you raised
2,000 something like that.
53 altogether, wasn't it? In the end, yeah.
Seems such a long time ago.
Yeah,
and this year, everyone, when I say you two, it's everyone in this hobby.
I mean, what you got to remember in this is obviously throughout the year, there's obviously stuff that goes on that to actually build up to it. So we had a one-day event earlier in the year, and obviously we have a one-day event 2 weeks after the main rally, and obviously people fundraise as well to add into the pot, which is dramatically helps the actual target at the end. But I mean, at the end of the day, we raised £84,262, which is just an amazing figure. But the thing is we cannot do that. We will, and obviously going forward, we strive to do better next year, but we cannot do that without the support of everybody in the industry, the people that come along, the volunteers that help, and everybody that gets involved. I mean, it's not just a thing where we make the money on the ticket sales. It's everything that's involved in it, the raffles, the prizes we get for the raffles, Fodder's attempts at what he does. And, I mean, obviously he's already got next year's idea. He doesn't want to do the same again. People have said, "Oh, why aren't you going to do the same again?" And then he said he just doesn't want to do the same again. He wants to keep it fresh. and obviously that there'll be something new next year. So.
Well, I gave him a few ideas, but he wasn't having fodder Savile or fodder roll fodder or anything like that. So I have no idea where he's going.
All I'll say is be afraid. Be very, very afraid.
Yeah.
It's not a masseuse, is it?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Oh, Adrian, you're first for that.
No, I know what it is. It's the shower. It's a shower
fodder
cubicle.
Shower.
No, fodder shower cubicle assistant.
Yeah, we're not at liberty to say. We've got a few ideas bouncing around at the moment, but hasten to say, whatever fodder decides on out of all the ideas, it's going to be fun. Because
the great big fodder glory hole.
He's found one time. He's watching this and he's making
people in the chat would be interested what people think fodder could do. But we've also got like people like Rob Random, who did a small thing on YouTube, brought a few £100 in as well, right down to everyone. It's like fantastic.
I went on to Rob's one in that evening, and I tried to get involved with as many of the fundraising ones as I can, because I feel that we should appreciate what these guys do. And, you know, I get random messages all the time from people saying to me, Gary, we really want to help next year. We want to make a contribution. I've got an idea to do this. What do you think? And I don't like saying no to any of them, because it's such an amazing feeling that you've got random people out there who just want to help. And, you know, I'll reiterate what John's just said. You know, all of the people that helped us this year in any way, it's all down to you guys that have made what it is, you know, and made it the success it is, and the amount that we've raised. And you only have to see, we did the check presentations last weekend, last Thursday and Friday, I should say. And you only have to see the gratitude and the appreciation on the faces of the doctors and the nurses at the hospital. You only have to look at and see their appreciation on their faces to see how much it means to them. And, you know, we were at the Brighter Futures Great Western Hospital last Thursday, and we handed over a cheque for £9,762.
62, I think it was, yeah.
So we did that. And then on the following Friday, we were at the RUH in Bath, and we handed over a cheque for £50,000 to them. Which left £4,500 to the farmers' charity, which one of our landowners who we do one of the one-dayers on, he has a charity that he raises money for, and so we always feel right in donating a small amount from the amount we've done to help his charity out. So yeah, it's just an incredible feeling handing over those checks, and you know it to see. And we've actually seen the building at the RUH, for instance. Now it's the shell is up, so you can see where our money that we're raising is going into and what it's going to provide for people. You know, and apparently the Rodney Cook Memorial Rally Room is finished and built.
Oh,
so yeah.
Is it going to be called the Rodney Cook Room, Gary?
The Rodney Cook Memorial Rally Room. Yeah. It's a consultancy room. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people obviously don't know or realise, obviously, we raise the money for charity, but they actually don't know where the money goes to and what it's actually for. They know it's for cancer charities. But the thing with the centre in Bath that they're building, it is a state-of-the-art facility where people can go to for cancer treatments, but they can go get a diagnosis of their symptoms and their problems and stuff like that, and then literally can within days of taking biopsies and stuff like that and get treatment. And the thing that actually makes a difference is that instead of having to wait weeks and weeks and weeks to get a consultation and then obviously get your results and stuff like that, they can turn it around so much quicker. And in a lot of cases, when you treat cancers quicker, the results that the benefits is actually the earlier you get treatment, the better the outcome, you know,
better chance of survival.
Yeah, better chance of survival.
It's a higher survival rate.
And it's not only that, it's actually about, obviously, the quicker you do these things, the less strain it is on the NHS as well, because the less drugs you need, the quicker you get your diagnostics, your results, and actually get your treatment, the actual quicker you get through the system, so somebody else behind you gets to get their treatment quicker. And this is what it's about. It's actually about, these centres that are being built in robotics, to do with operations and stuff like that, speed everything up. And that's because obviously the population is growing and growing and growing. And what we're struggling with is actually getting everybody their treatment they need as quick as they can get it. And the quicker the bigger these centres are and the better they are, the quicker you get your treatments, the better the outcome.
It's also family orientated centre as well. So for instance, unfortunately, God forbid you've been diagnosed and you're in this world of pain and you're in this world of distress. You can actually stay there with your family. They have family rooms and send place where your close family can be with you at all times. They can be with you during the treatment. There's family waiting rooms. There's family rooms which you can stay in, indefinitely. So if you've been in, so it's a place of comfort, modern comfort, as well. So in general, it's an all-round. You can't use the word nicer experience because that's not the right word, but it's more of a comforting experience and helping you with people suffering, not just physically but mentally, and helping the families as well, because you've got to remember families are suffering alongside their loved ones and having to come to terms with the fact that their loved ones have had cancer. So that's what this centre is all about, and that's where my father wasn't treated in this centre. Obviously my father was treated in the hospital next door, but the people in there are the same people, and it's the same incredible people that compelled me to want to help. And that's effectively, like we were saying, is not many people realise where the money actually goes. And it's very similar setup in Swindon at the Brighter Futures. It's a state-of-the-art centre for diagnosing and treating cancer. And my goal has always been to raise £1 million. And if we can do that, fantastic.
What's the total so far, Gary, from RCM?
The RCM total raise from the very beginning, with all of the different aspects of the fundraising that we've done, we've raised just over £240,000.
Whoa, £250,000. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money from a hobby.
Not bad from a bunch of weirdos walking around with a stick in their hand.
Yeah. But it's funny, isn't it? Because someone will sort of Nighthawk, like I keep going on, Nighthawk on a field, and that hits national news, and yet raising nearly £250,000 for a cancer charity.
I email straight after the Rodney Cook Memorial every year. I email the local TV stations. I email, the Points West local BBC, the ITV to stations. I email the national stations as well, and we don't even get a reply. We don't even get a reply. Or we've had this. To be fair, this year we did go on local BBC radio, didn't we, John?
Yeah.
And we did have a couple of the local rags write a piece about it. But other than that, no. If you're a Nighthawker and you steal a few coins from a field, or you
dig up the local football pitch.
You dig up the local football pitch. Yeah, you're going to make headline news. It's going to be all over the headlines. And no disrespect to to other headlines. If you walk up your stairs a couple of times, you're going to make headline news. But a bunch of metal detectorists who have raised nearly £250,000 for cancer charities don't even get a reply. And it's sad that the media, unfortunately, are only interested in bad news, and they're only interested in the bad side, in promoting the bad side of the hobby. They're not interested in anything else.
No,
we're used to it. We don't do it for publicity. We don't do the RCM to blow smoke up our own backsides or blow our own trumpets. But what we would like is for people out there to see our hobby isn't all about going out at night in the dark illegally and digging up treasure on places that we shouldn't be. Our hobby is actually full of amazing, wonderful, incredible people who give up a lot of their time throughout the year, a lot of their energy, like you, Adrian. I know you always shun it when I mention you, but what you do for the Rodney Cook is incredible. And we love you to bits for what you do, and you don't get enough credit for what you do. But it's you and everybody else that, this when we want it to be broadcast out there, it's to promote the hobby, to show the hobby in a far better light. And at the same time, yes, you never know who's watching. There could be a big estate landowner watching the TV that night who thinks, I could help them. I'll contact them. They'd be more than welcome on my estate. So yeah, there's that side of it. But really, we want to try and we always feel that it would put the hobby in a good light. If I was to email the BBC tonight and say, me and my mates go out night hawking every night of the week and we raid all the local sites, they'd be, I can guarantee you I'd have a reply tomorrow.
You would.
Even when I went on the local news, and during the interview, all he wanted to talk about was night hawking. He kept saying to me, so what's a night hawker then, Gary? And in the end, I lost my temper live on air. And I said, I'm not here to talk about night hawkers. I'm here to tell you about the Rodney Cook Memorial and what we did, what we've raised for charity. So please stop asking me about night hawkers, because we're nothing to do with them.
It'd make a really good short documentary series, wouldn't it? The Rodney Cook Rally from the beginning to the end, because loads of it's been videoed. And
at the end, we haven't raised £1 million yet.
No, but maybe that might be when it's done. I don't know. Just talk us through this picture, Gary. This is who's in the picture.
Please explain to me why there's a big cat attacking a woman on it.
Right, you've
got interesting notes
from left to right. On the left is Pete. He was at the Brighter Future. He was representing Brighter Futures at the Rodney Cook this year. He was in the marquee during the speeches, and he talked a little bit about Brighter Futures. On the right, that's Phil Fragg. A lot of people know Fraggle. He's a very, very good friend of ours, very good mate of mine. I've known him for a long, long time. And Fraggs does behind the scenes, he does a lot of fundraising for the Rodney Cook. He does, with his Heart of England Facebook group, he raises money in that group. He raises money towards this year, for instance, he raised money towards the hire of the Gators. He's bless his heart, he works all weekend. He suffers very badly with arthritis, as many people know. And he's a member of the Jolly Boys, and we see him very close as friends. And he sometimes seriously struggles to even get out of his van and walk with his arthritis. But he insists that he puts his RCM uniform on and he works during the weekend, and he does whatever he can. So, and we all love him to bits. Moving on from there is Larissa. That's John's daughter. Larissa does an awful lot of the merchandising side of things at the Rodney Cook. She organises. She also helps with the raffle, but she also sells a lot of raffle tickets. But she also mans the merchandising department. So she orders the merchandise. She stock controls it. And comes up with ideas of what we need. And basically, if I have a computer problem, if you're not around, Adrian, Larissa's the one I ask, because she's a bit of a techno. I'm a techno.
You talk to her a lot then, Gary.
And then obviously the two mates after Larissa,
who's she? The lady in the blue hoodie next to. Oh, sorry, it's you, Gary.
Yeah, that's John with the long hair. Then the girl next to is Conressa. She is part of the Brighter Futures fundraising team, and then you have Nikki and James Hussey. Nikki is the owner of the camping field. And her husband James is the contract farmer for the estate that we are on. He didn't own the land, but he is the contract farmer, and he basically makes sure that all of the land is in a perfect metal detecting state for us. Unfortunately, James's first wife passed away from cancer, and she died at the Swindon hospital that you see right outside there. and he has done a lot of fundraising for the Brighter Futures Cancer Charity. So, of course, when we got together, we had a mutual, I suppose, a mutual thing in the fact that we were both fundraising for cancer. So, of course, when it all worked out that James went out of his way to make sure his lads got the land in his best estate as they could. And I think we all agree that on the last two Rodney Cooks, the land was in a perfect condition, and so yeah.
I don't think he truly understands what it means to us as detectors to have the fields cultivated. I mean, we did at the Czech presentation there. I did say to him, you don't really understand what it meant, but obviously because they have to spend a bit of money on fuel to get those fields ready for us, and they don't truly realise the difference it makes to the people that come metal detecting, and I think he does now understand that the benefit to us, and that that's the reason why Gary's very insistent and pushes forward to get the land cultivated. It's not always possible. And it's something that we always try to do, because what we always try and do with the rally is we try and actually make the conditions as good as possible for everybody to detect, to have a good time. Because fundamentally it's about metal detecting. Obviously we all come together for the same reason, but the better we can make it for everybody, then the more enjoyable weekend they have. And that's the important bit about it. So the bit that he doesn't tell you about is what he does to try and persuade farmers to spend a couple of £1,000 on diesel to cultivate their fields, which thankfully James was on board with that and understood why we wanted to do it, and obviously and how important it was to try and get it done to raise the money. So we can't thank him.
While we were all tucked up in bed, his tractor driver lads were out and about till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, getting a lot of coal.
Wow. Yeah, you don't realise that, do you? Because they were lovely. The fields were beautiful condition.
We had 2 fields that were left in stubble, and that was only because they had to leave them in stubble because their contract said that they had to leave them in stubble for the duration. So they didn't have any choice. But no, they all the tractor lads actually came into the marquee Friday and Saturday night the entertainment, and we provided them with free drinks all weekend and food. And their wives and girlfriends, because one of the lads, he was knackered, wasn't he? He was
one of his main guys. We met him in the field actually. I think it was the weekend before, because we were getting quite concerned that a lot of the fields hadn't been cultivated, and we took a tour around over the top fields, and I can't remember what his name is.
Pete, I think.
Pete. Is it Pete? Yeah, I think it's Pete. Yeah. We said to him, he was actually in the field cultivating. We said, look, we were getting panicky. He said, don't worry. He said, I'm out here till whatever time tonight. And he literally just started that field. And I said to Gary when we drove away about 6, 7 o'clock at night, there's no way he's going to finish this before midnight tonight. So he was out there, doing his best. And we sort of explained to him at the time, what difference it makes to the people metal detecting. And obviously, he just the next day was up early in the morning. He was back out there again. So and it was basically all done, virtually all done before we got there, which is it's fantastic. But
it's little things like that, because they've in theory donated, because all that diesel that they've spent. So it's another way of donating money to the charity. So, but obviously you're planning for next. Sorry, Gary.
Yeah, I was going to say that the guy to the right of James is Alan Tamlin.
Sorry.
He's part of the RCM and has been from the very beginning. We've both known Alan for over 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years. Yeah,
he's a lovely chap. Never engage in conversation with Alan whilst you're metal detecting, because you'll grow a beard by the time. A quick story, John. It tickles John. Every time.
John actually did grow a beard.
a very, very quick story about how his stories have been known to go on for days, and and one day we were on this rally in Doncaster, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we walked onto this massive field, and this field was huge. and I mean
it was hundreds of acres of field.
Yeah, it was probably the largest fields I've ever seen in my life. And all three of us, started off and we started walking, and me and John stopped and turned around, and Al had stopped to talk to this bloke, and of course we started giggling because we knew that this poor sod was never going to get any metal detecting done, and we walked for about half an hour.
Oh, easy half an hour. We walked from you could see him in the distance. He looked like a little ant. And we were at the bottom of this field, and we turned to the bottom of the field, and we were going to go across this road into the next field down. And I turned around to Gary and I said, look, that poor bloke. I said, he's still talking to him. I said, he's going to lose the will to live up in the middle of that field. We went into the next field. We carried on metal detecting. And as we were sort of like doing a bit of a loop in the field, I looked back through the gateway, and he was still talking to this guy. It was easily over an hour. And actually caught up with Alan because we came out of the field again and come back up to come back to the campsite. And I said, Alan, where have you been? Well, obviously we knew where he'd been. And he said, I met this really interesting guy, and he's told me his life story, and it's this and it's that. And I was going, yes, Al, whatever. We just walked off in the opposite direction.
This poor bloke, you could see it in his face when we got close. He was just looked at us as a
Gary, are you actually trying to say somebody can speak more than you?
Yep.
No way.
We love him to bits.
We love him to bits, but my God, but he's going to kill us now. And then obviously the other guy we all know is Dave Crisp, the finder of the Froome Hoard.
Did he?
Yeah.
Dave found the Froome Hoard? No way.
I'll have to ask him about that. Gary, that's lovely. Lovely photo. And there's other photos as well on the Rodney Cook Memorial website. Yes. And there's, and the 50 grand. Lisa. And there's, look at them all. Sid Perry.
Yeah, Sid.
Fodder.
Yeah.
Oh no, what's that doing?
Oh, it fell in. Oh.
What have I got on my head?
What have you got on your head?
You were absolutely plastered at that point, Aid.
No, I was just tired. Gary. I haven't been drinking at all.
I was actually the only person there who was sober, wasn't I, Adrian?
Yeah, because you drove me back to the hotel.
I drove your car.
The cake or the alcohol, that's why.
Well, I was having such a lovely time, and my mate James said, how are we getting back to the hotel? I went, oh, we'll get a cab. And you know what it's like getting a cab at Rodney Cook. It's not easy. And Dave kindly drove me back to the hotel, didn't you, Dave? Very, very kindly. Actually,
this was weird.
Yeah, while you were going, drive faster, put your foot to the floor, do it. No, Adrian, I'm not insured.
We drove all over our woods.
You were insured because it's yes. Anyway, Gary, you know the video you sent me the other day, is that going live soon, or is that available?
Just getting it all finalized now. There was a few little bits that needed to be changed in there. We also wanted to add at the end of the video the photographs of all of the check presentations as well. So this one I sent you was sort of like the almost finished article. Yeah. So I would say in the next week, they will send us it, but it's pretty good, isn't it, Aid?
Yeah, it's a professionally done video of the Rodney Cook rally, which you've done, and
made you cry.
It's quite emotional.
It made me cry. It made John cry.
Yeah,
if
it means something to you, then it's done what it's supposed to do, which is show people what we're really about and what the support we get and everything. And I think that's the bit about it that you can't take away from what we do, and what everyone does involved.
It was very well done. Very, very well done. So where will that be available, Gary? YouTube, Facebook, website?
We're going to release it as it's the reason why we did it is Lisa, from where Lisa works, they use a corporate video company, and it's for doing corporate videos for promoting.
No way. I like a corporate video company.
Yes. She sort of like flashed her eyelids at him and everything else, and got him and said to him, look, we do this for charity. Could you do us so he's effectively a film editor, a film producer, and he does all of these corporate things as a sideline for, for businesses. And we thought it would be a good idea if we had some form of short but to the point video that we could send out and use as a promotion, to potential landowners and estate owners, so we could attach it to letters, emails, and say that this is what we do. Could we possibly hold an event? And please watch this, or follow this link, or follow this video, watch this video, and then it sort of like captures everything. We tried to get him to capture everything that the RCM is about. It doesn't involve. It didn't. Unfortunately, it didn't include everybody who helped with the rally, and the only thing that is upset me a little bit with it is it hasn't got all of the traders in there. But unfortunately, he is a film editor. It's his job. I'm not going to tell him what he can.
No, he doesn't know also in the hobby who's we all know and who we don't know. Yeah, so no, it's a very, very good video, and I'm looking forward to when it goes everywhere.
So am I. Listen, gents.
We'll give you a copy, and then we're going to send out copies, and you can use it however you want to use it.
Marvelous. Well, listen, we've been chatting 45 minutes now. I think it's time that we do at least a couple of prizes, Adrian.
Oh, if that's all right with you, Gary, that you've kindly donated one of them tonight, you and John, haven't you?
So how many prizes are we up to now? Is it 6?
6 tonight.
Right. So if we do 2 now,
7.
We do 2 now, and then we will do 2 in 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. So just to run through the prizes tonight. Again, these are people who subscribed on the bigdetectingshow.com newsletter thing. And the data was taken off on Wednesday, Dave. So anyone who did it after that won't be on, but they'll be on the next one and the next one, same as everyone else. So I won't put it in order. So there's RCM hoodie and beanie, kindly donated by Gary and John and the Rodney Cook team. A Blackadder, we're not sure what it is, a digging tool. They sell digging tools, Blackadder, lovely digging tools. So it could be a trowel, it could be the top of the range spade, which hopefully it is. We also have a composite cleaning pencil kit, Gary, John, Dave, I've only known it for 4 years.
Anyone else? Graham?
Simon? It's the wax and the everything. It's a lovely kit from Composite Cleaning Pencil. Thank you very much, Graham. Finds Identified 2, one of the biggest selling metal detecting books from Greenlight Publishing. Thank you to them. We also have Monarch Designs are giving away one of the products on their website. We're not sure what that is either, are we, Dave? So if you look at Monarch Designs, Google it. They're 3D printed stuff from fines pouches, stands, unbelievable stuff, bits for you to test.
Prosthetic limbs.
Yep. And we also have very kindly from Peter LP a £100 LP voucher that can be redeemed.
Well, I'll tell you what, right? If you randomly put a number by each of them 6 prizes, right now, don't tell us.
A number?
Just number what you've got there written down. Just put 1 to 6 in whatever order you want. And then when we do the draw, Gary and John can pick a number.
That's a good way of doing it. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Let's rock and roll.
Right,
let's pick a...
Well, hold on a minute. Present. I'm done this for a while.
Spin the coil.
Spin the prize coil.
We're picking a random number between 1 and 6. Is that right?
No. Can you see?
So there's nearly 1,000 people there.
If you want to count them individually, please do. Ready?
A number. What? We need a number. 1 and 6.
John, pick a number between 1 and 6.
5.
So number 5.
And whoever wins this wins Fines Identified 2, £33 or £32 book.
Judith
Ward. Oh, lovely.
Congratulations, Judith Ward. Now, Adrian, do we do hide again or counter you?
Hide.
Right, yeah.
So they won't appear again.
So, Gary, would you like to pick a number?
Number 2.
This is for a full composite cleaning pencil kit from Graham Dempsey. Thank you, Graham. Cleaningpencil.com.
Ooh,
Gareth Howard.
Gareth
Oh,
Howard.
how lovely.
He's in the chat room. Well done, Gareth Howard.
Hey.
Thank
We'll
you,
be
Mr.
in touch
Dempsey.
with. Well done. Congratulations. We'll be in touch. We'll pop you an email. I think we've got Gareth's details because he won something a while back, didn't he? He won a.
You did the technical shebang, not me.
I think he won an Equinox control box flipping thing or something. So yeah,
well, you'll be communicated with via email tonight. Am I take it, Adrian?
Oh no, not after last
Tomorrow?
time. It'll be tomorrow because last time I sent everyone who won the top prize, the bottom prize, saying they've won it, and everyone who won the top prize, I got it completely wrong. Don't drink an email. So yeah, I had to email them all back and say, sorry, you haven't won the top prize. You've won a shoe or something.
How to break
So
that up.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. I thought I'd be all efficient and email everyone and got it all
Good job you don't win. You don't work for the national lotteries. You get lynched.
No, I do. Gary.
Good job he doesn't like.
Tell somebody that they've won £5 million, and then the next day say, actually, it's £5. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Good job he doesn't like organise like a website for any particular well-known event.
That takes money. Yeah, only £80,000.
John.
Anyway,
John and Gary. Obviously, we had a great weekend. It was one of my most memorable weekends for a long, long time, for many reasons. Probably losing the van keys and trying to get the vehicle people out to sort that and telling me it was going to be like a week. That was obviously quite the highlight.
I was all looking for them at one point.
Yeah, there was. And small children were actually coming to Adrian saying, well, if we find the keys, how much will you pay us?
Yeah. Can we have a bag of sweets?
Yeah, they were. Yeah. One of them found a walkie-talkie, didn't he, Dave? And he tried selling it to me. Yeah, I told him not to. So he handed it back. I gave him a book.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, another one of my highlights was obviously going in that field with some crazy drinking driver and helping someone excavate a bit of a hole. But tell us about some of the finds from the weekend.
Well, the site in question is from the previous year. We knew was a special site. We had an idea it was going to be a special site anyway, didn't we, John?
Yeah.
When we picked it, when we got it. And the finds last year were incredible, as you guys know. And this year, we didn't really know what to expect. We knew we were going to get some finds because of the nature of the site and the fact that we had 600 acres of land that we couldn't use last year because the crops hadn't come off in time and some of the fields were held back as well. So we knew it was going to be pretty good, but we knew we were in for a good weekend when in the first half an hour we had a gold stater come up in the Friday field. That had been the Friday field the year before, and had all over the weekend the year before. Yet it still pulled up quite a lot of Roman and bits and pieces. I think over the course of the weekend we had the best part of 10 Celtic gold coins come up, quite a lot of silver Celtic units, a fair old whack of Saxon coinage came up again like last year. The highlight for me was Vic's Bronze Age axe head. I think that was an amazing find. He's made the Treasure Hunting magazine this month, I think. Actually, with that, it's an amazing find. There you go. There is a 7-page spread on the RCM this edition as well, guys. If you want a good read,
page 57.
Page 57. Thank you, Adrian.
God, you look old, Adrian.
I love the way Jill.
You look old, Adrian.
I look old. Oh, I love the way he got Jules there in a gator. He don't drive. He only get him. Yeah, so we can see.
He waves.
I'm not going to.
He waves like the Queen did when I used to take him out. He goes like that as he's going through. You know,
he waves like a queen.
Like the Queen, you know, she does her wave when
she
she used to, bless her heart. Yeah, there's Vic and his axe head. There you go. It's absolutely stunning. It's in such beautiful condition. And he pulled it out at quite a good depth as well, to be fair to him. So
buy it.
Buy it. All good.
Look at that, young. Yeah. Well, subscribe is the best option. Anyway, enough of that.
Yeah, fantastic finds made over the weekend, and we were really pleased with what went into the finds cabinet again this year. You know, seeing that we've already been at the site once before, we didn't, as I say, we were very pleased, weren't we, John?
Yeah, I mean, what you also got to remember is you don't see everything. Like when we go on rallies, you hear of stuff and that, but I mean, some people won't go and show their finds at the cabinet. You do see sometimes on a few of the little videos and that, things that you didn't see before. There's been some lovely Roman brooches and that found this year again. Some great Saxon stuff. It's, you know, I think as a site, it was perfect to go back a second time because we had a lot of new fields. Admittedly, not everybody's going to find something. 1,000 people go metal detecting and everybody find a wonderful find. But, you know, if a good quantity of people find some nice finds, it's been a very successful weekend. And you know, we know that, you know, if we were to go on a rally and there was 10 gold coins come out of the ground by 10 other people, you'd have just thought to yourself, well, it could have been me, you know, and that's very much how it is. You know, if you're one of those lucky people to have found something like that, I've never found a Saxon gold coin. So in all the time I've been metal detecting, so, you know, at the end of the day, there's been some very, very happy people went out from our rally with some fantastic finds. So, you know,
it's not all about what you find under the ground, is it? It's like we always say, it's treasures above the ground. And Rodney Cook, I think that hugely shouted out the entertainment, the evening entertainment and everything, and socialising, and the gators taking people to the fields. It's like a VIP detecting weekend, isn't it?
We've always tried to, as detectorists, when we sit down as a group and discuss what we want the rally to be like, or what we would like it to be like, I suppose, we always look at it as a detectorist point of view. So we are detectorists organising a detectorist rally a weekend. So we think, well, if there was such thing as the perfect rally, and there never is, obviously, but if there was such thing as the perfect rally, the Carlsberg rally, you know, to say we try to get as close to that as we can. So we think for ourselves, you know, like we already touched on, the ground to be is in a good detecting state. The camping field, we try, if we can, not to put anybody on stubble or rough ground. You know, we learned that from the first time we did it, where we had to put people on a stubble field, and it rained on all day on the Saturday, and the poor sods looked like, you know, they'd been in a bath, bless their hearts. So we learned, we said right from that, never again. We're going to make sure that they've got a nice camping field, a pasture field, you know, somewhere where it's not going to turn into a quagmire. And we try. You know, it's very difficult to find land for a rally. You know, that's what I do. My job is to find sites, liaise with the farmers, get the sites sorted out, beg, plead, do whatever I have to do to give us a good site. And part of that is to try and put you on a site that you've got a chance of finding something. You know, a good friend of mine told me that when they pay to go to a rally, they pay for the privilege of having a chance of metal detecting on a good site. They don't pay to be guaranteed to find. They pay to have a chance of metal detecting on a site that could possibly give them something. And that's the way I always look at it. You know, we do check the fields for green waste. Of course we do. We do have to do that nowadays. You know, it's that horrible word that we all hate in the hobby, green waste.
Well, it's everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, we don't want to be accused of detecting the site, you know, before people come, but we have to at least give it a bit of a once over to make sure that there is no green waste. And me and John have already been recceing next year's site. We've already run the detectors over a few of the fields to make sure that there's no green waste.
I mean,
so sorry, John. Go on.
The thing that obviously we want to make sure of is, and this is, comes back to what Gary says, is that, and this is the bit that he is very conscious about, and we sort of think he over worries this sometimes about,
Gary, worry.
There's a thing. but we try to reassure him that obviously we can do everything we can do in our powers to actually get this right. The one thing we can't guarantee is what is in the ground. We can go and have a look. We have obviously been and had a check for green waste. The signs look good. We found a few Roman coins. It's in a very good area. He does his homework, and unfortunately, we, as the rally is a big event now, we need quite a substantial sized piece of land. We can't just go and put 1,000 people on 100 acres of land and say, well, there you go for a weekend. We want to give people options. We want to find the correct sort of amount of land, the right camp and field. We like to provide facilities that, so that people have a great weekend. So it's all got to be, all of those things have got to be combined together to make it successful. And obviously his part in that is obviously trying to find land in the first place. And I think this year or next year's rally is going to be the same as last year's. I think it's, we've done our utmost to source a good area, a good parcel or several parcels of land that look very, very promising. And I think that, as much as I know our event is about, the coming together, it is also about the detecting. And that's at the core of it, is we want people to come and find some amazing finds. I mean, we've done this now for 4 years, and we've never particularly had a hoard found or anything else like that. Maybe one day it might happen, I don't know. I mean, but what we try and do is we try and put people on what we believe is good parcels of land with good chances, and that's all we can do, basically. I mean, he worries the whole time, and he'll worry up until the day when the fines cabinet starts filling up. I mean, we've been very successful the last 2 years. The year before, there was a reasonable amount of fines. The first year was exceptional. So, the first year, for the amount of people we had, I mean, the fines that were made, the Roman fines that were made were incredible. I mean, there was one field that 2 people went in on the first rally. They both came out with a Roman brooch. Only 2 people went in that field. And we've never been back to that again, and it's, we can only do our bit, and everybody that comes to metal detect has just got to get out there and find it, haven't they? So, but I think we're looking at a good site again. So I think
we'll come back to that in a moment, John. Find out a little bit more of what you can tell about next year. But we're going to go back to part 2 of.
We've got some questions after that quickly as well in the chat. People are talking about some questions. Got some questions. Good. Someone raised something actually in the chat, which is quite interesting. Nick Berry might be. Right.
John, can you give us the next number, please? We've had 2 and 5.
Not 2 and 5. What numbers have we done so far? 4,
2 and 5.
2 and 5.
2 and 5. Okay, number 1.
Oh. This is for an all expenses paid holiday to Blackpool with Dave. Ian Golby. Ian Golby has won. Hang on. Ian Golby has won £100 LP voucher.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Pete, for that.
Thank you very
LP.
much.
Good prize.
Gary, would you like to choose the next number?
Number 6.
This is from Monarch Designs, and it's a product. And knowing Monarch, it will be a very good one.
Yes.
David Nortcliffe. Well done,
There you go.
David.
David.
So where are we up to now, Adrian? Who's won what up to now?
So we have Judith Ward, who's won fines identified 2.
You've had too much cough mixture tonight, mate.
Yeah.
No. Judith Ward, who's found fines identified 2. Lovely thick book, which I think we've all got, which is fantastic. We have Gareth Howard, who's won the composite cleaning pencil kit. We have David Northcliffe, who's won a Monarch Designs something. Go on the website, Monarch Designs. He's got loads of stuff. It'll be something good. And we have Ian Goldby, who's won a £100 LP voucher. And we still have 2 more prizes to go. Good ones.
Which we'll do in about 10 minutes or so. So,
yes,
I think the big question that I'd like to ask, and most people in the chat room ask, is obviously we can't go into absolute location, but where in the world will RCM 23 be?
What are we going to say, John?
England.
Fantastic. Yeah. I was hoping Wales.
We can't say too much, but we're not far from where we were this year. But we're moving closer, I suppose. Yeah, we're not a million miles away from a major Roman town, and we have a Roman road pretty much running parallel with the site. But we're going to be on the Wiltshire-Gloucestershire border. So yeah, we've done quite a lot of research on this land around here, and as I say, me and John have done a very light skim across 6 fields.
Yes,
6 fields, I suppose.
Six.
We were just skimming across, looking for green waste, making sure there's nothing in the ground that shouldn't be there, that we, which would put us off. And the fields are very clear. And we did find lots of Roman pottery. We pulled out a couple of Roman coins, and I did actually find, although being a bit banged up, it was a Roman denarius in part of a Roman brooch. So that was enough to tell us. Yeah,
I know there's a few Roman coins there because I put them back. So.
That's seeding.
You can't say that, John. No, we did find a few Roman bits and pieces, and we've got another bit of, we've got another part of the estate to check, because the estate was originally owned. Well, this area was originally owned by 3 different farmers, and our estate guy, the guy who we know very well, he bought all 3 farms. So, as you guys know, we've been on one part of it, but now we've got to go and check out what the part of it that belonged to a different landowner, because he may have had different farming policies. So, there was no green waste on Bob Smith's patch, but when we go and see Dave's patch, who used to, his old farm, he may have put green waste on it. So, in the next week or so, me and John will just go and have a skimmy around there and just have a quick look. And you can usually tell, can't you, within half an hour if there's anything green wastey on there.
We've had a few people also ask how they actually get entry into our prize draws. Very simple. Go onto the bigdetectiveshow.com, scroll down a little bit, see Adrian's face with myself, and it'll give you the option to sign up for the newsletter. Do that, sign up for the newsletter, and you'll be in the next draw. Simple.
You only need to do it once for the whole year. Sorry.
For the rest of your lives, maybe.
No, because next year, no. Well, yeah, it could be for the rest of your life. No, GDPR, 12 months we get.
Right, okay.
Just a quick
Over
question
to you, Adrian.
From Steve Cord. Thank you, dear. From Steve Cord, Gary and John. He's asking, would there ever be a spring RCM? RCM.
Well, funny you should say that. We've obviously been talking about we want to raise as much money as we can, and we are looking at different ways of doing it. But Gary's not keen because the thing is the weather's very unpredictable in sort of March time. You can't guarantee the land. I mean, we are thinking about perhaps.
I don't know if my I don't know if my sanity will cope with another one.
I think that's a valid point.
Send Lisa. You stay at home, mate.
No, it's true though, Gary, because everyone does it isn't paid. So you're having to take time off work, and you know we're all there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You and all the organisers take the whole week off work.
But so Dave Crisp does make them a nice breakfast. To be fair,
it's true. You know, but I think it would be nice. But
also, sorry, Lisa. Lisa's listening. Sorry,
because we don't do it as a business. Because we don't, and this is nothing against all of the other rallies that do it, you know, for business and it's their income and whatever. So it's in their best interest to try and maximise as much as they can and do 2 or 3 or 4, whatever. And that's absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, that's, you know, it's how they put food on the table and pay their mortgage. So I have nothing against whatever they do. But what you've got to remember is it takes us over a year to organise an RCM. And to organise it, you know, if you want an RCM that it's got a reputation for being what it is, to fit in another one would literally drive me completely insane, more than what I already am. And
so we're going for it. Is that what you're saying?
Steve Cords just put in the chat, "Oh my God, I've caused a divorce."
I would love to do something. You know, we could possibly look at.
Why don't you think of in this sense, instead of doing a Rodney Cook spring detectable, why don't you call it RCM Light? No, I'm being RCM Light. I make a lighter version of it.
You said RCM spring detectable.
Sorry.
Yeah, RCM spring detectable.
Instead
trademark. No, but
RCM. I was RCM Light.
Yeah, I mean it's a hard one, isn't it? Because the this year's tickets sold out in what? How quick? 2 days? 3 days?
12 minutes.
2.5 days. And there's people who want to go. People know what it's all about and they enjoy it. So
at one point, Adrian messaged me saying, we were selling so many a minute, weren't we, Adrian? I think at one point when you.
I think it was about 20 a minute. We were selling tickets, which is pretty bizarre. Luckily, everything held up and worked. But I think you've got the one-day events. We mustn't forget that you have the one-day events throughout the year as well. And they take a lot of organising as well.
Yeah. We could look at extending, maybe doing a couple more. John is very keen on, you know, to do another event, or he's even talked about making the Rodney Cook Memorial longer. And, you know, he's got ideas in his head to make.
Yeah, I mean, logistically for our volunteers, this is a difficult task. But I mean, I'm very conscious that a lot of people that come to the rally come with their families, and you know they come from a long way away. If you come from Manchester or somewhere at the top of the country and you're going to drive all the way down, you're going to
Scotland.
Yeah, so a lot of people come from Scotland. You know, they come for obviously for good detecting. They come for the experience, but we turn them away on the Monday, and they have to go somewhere before they go on to detectable or somewhere else, because normally they take a week or a week and a half holiday off of work to combine it all in one, because they're not going to drive all the way down from Scotland to ours, drive all the way home again, then drive back down to the south of the country.
Then you've obviously got a lot of people coming from overseas as well who do exactly the same.
I mean, I sort of touched on the idea of perhaps extending a couple of days and asking Detectable to bring their days forward, but they only do 2 days detecting, you see, and I don't. Pete said he's not going to change from that, I believe. So, you know, we try and give the sort of like 2.5 days at least detecting to obviously give value for money for what it is. I mean, that's the whole thing about what we're about. We want people to detect, basically. You know, we want them to come and have a good time.
We could do possibly Thursday arrival, and then check in on Thursday, have Thursday afternoon detecting.
God, I'll be
all
dead
day-
by Sunday.
all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And then
Well, I'll tell you one thing next year, for your one-day events, you'll have the Arc MD Mag and Big Detecting Show tour bus there anyway. Be all kitted out and on tour next year.
we, as I say, if we had enough interest, we could seriously look at possibly extending it so have Thursday as the arrival day.
Derek Gibbon was Marshall's. It took him 9 hours to get to the RCM from Cornwall.
Yeah.
It took me 3 hours to get from Mongleton. That's in Cheshire.
It took me 3 hours to get back to the hotel from Rodney Cook.
I mean, we're very conscious, obviously, that that takes a lot more planning because obviously we need more volunteers and stuff like that, and it's probably not something we're going to do next year. But it's it was just a thought that was going around that we perhaps could extend it. I mean, we know that obviously what we do at the moment works well, and if we change things and it doesn't work well, then we'll be very disappointed in what we do. So we're obviously very conscious of that, and they'll obviously want to make the experience as good as it can be. So
next year's site is big enough to be able to put 3, maybe 4 full day. Arrive on Thursday if people want. They can have the option if they want. They can arrive on Thursday or they can arrive on Friday. But we could talk to you, Adrian, about maybe looking at how we price it. So if you have we could look at something like that. But the camping field this year is huge, and the camping and arena area is 3 times the size of what we've got. It's massive.
It's a very big field this year.
And so we could, and then the land that we've got potentially around us, the logistics of it is slightly different to this year's event because we actually have to cross a road to get to the second batch. So we're going to come up with a few ideas. We're going to ask the council if they can build a bridge over the main road, or maybe a tunnel, possibly.
Yeah.
Plenty of digging people around. I'm sure you can solve that. Right. Shall we go for the last 2 prizes? Oh, I forgot to press
Shall I show people what they get? The email.
Oh yes, let's.
Just so you know, if you sign up, I don't know what I'm doing.
And this is the person doing your website and ticketing.
No, if you sign up to the Big Detecting Show, you will receive an email like this. So I don't know who Dean is, but you've got Dean, and I'll whiz through it quickly because there's discount codes in there that you can only see if you sign up to the show. So there's a couple of idiots there. So these are the sort of things you'll get, and then you get the cleaning pencil kit, and then you get other things and other stuff. So that's what you get come through to your email, and basically, if you subscribe, you'll get that email. Check your spam folder, and we'll also do emails saying who's coming on the show in advance. So if you've got any questions, you can ask them, which if you go to thebigdetectingshow.com, you can leave a voicemail. You just click on a button. You don't have to sign up or enter anything personal. You can leave it blank. You can leave a voicemail. So it might be a question
unless you're Rob Random. He's got
he's not here
a
tonight.
voice analysing bit of software kit that doesn't allow him to speak.
If you want to ask a question like, where does John get his hair cut? What shampoo does Gary use?
Where's Larissa sleeping next year? Because that's very important if it's an extra day.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how you do it. So sign up, and we love giving things away for free, don't we, Dave? We don't make any money. We do it all for fun because it's just like going down the pub. Well, it is for me anyway. Anyway, let's go on to the next 2 prizes, the final ones. We need numbers from 1 to 6. Well, there's only 2.
1 or 6.
No, there's only 2. There's only
John?
2 drawn 4.
John?
Right.
Number 3.
Number 3. Oh, this is for a black Ada digging something. It might be a trout. It might be
a prize from Black Ada.
Yeah.
Gary Madison.
Gary Madison.
And finally, Gary, just to make sure, like the FA Cup draw, we've got all the balls out correctly. Not them type of balls. What number have we got left?
Is it number 4? We done 4 yet?
Yes, number 4. This is, best till last. RCM hoodie and beanie kindly donated from Rodney Cook. RCM hoodie and beanie.
Providing that they're small. They're a small size.
With a bean stain on it.
Finley Meechin.
Findlay Meacham, congratulations.
Ah.
I hope.
Hopefully you're not my size, or you won't fit in. Right?
We will be.
I love the way we give away these prizes, and there's like one person who's actually watching the show, and all the others are probably watching Coronation Street or something on repeat.
It's
Anyway,
9 now, mate. It'll be Great British Celebrity
Bake
Bake-Off with cheese or something.
I'm going to have to put up with the jungle for the next 3 weeks, whether it is come Sunday. Lisa will be glued to that.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, that's more
Don't
fun.
do it, Lisa. I know you're watching. Just watch reruns of it tonight.
Gary, John, what? So we briefly discussed next year's rally. Is there anything else that you can briefly let us know about secretly?
Do you want to know the dates?
Yes. Oh,
that's a good idea, isn't it?
Write it down, Adrian.
December the 8th.
The first weekend of September, provisionally, providing the landowner doesn't change his mind. We are looking at the first weekend of September, which I think is Friday, the 1st of September. Yeah. Let me just double check that.
It is now.
Let me just check calendar.
Who's
Gary? Gary, will you be selling burgers?
Right, yeah.
Can you say burger for me?
Burger. Why? Is that my Wiltshire accent? Like that?
Oh, you burger, you.
You burger.
You bloody burger.
Burger.
Burger and chips.
It be black in there in Ibiza Fraser, man.
Sorry.
So is there anything more to add as in next year? Obviously this year's big thing that had not been done before was the inclusion of the highly successful, well,
I know what you're going to say.
25% success.
Yeah, the first three were crap, and the last one was amazing.
The 25% successful comedy tent.
We will be doing. We're not going to say anything about that because you know that the RCM always likes to keep everybody on their toes, and we like to every year come up with something better and bigger and try and
so we've had a few discussions about a few different ideas. Obviously Fodder will be doing something obviously like he normally does. We'll be trying something else new as well, which is we probably won't say until you arrive, but obviously it involves
naked detecting.
Yeah.
RCM's got talent.
Yeah, we do all sorts of different things. So we have a few ideas in the pipeline at the moment. But what we want to do is obviously just try and do the same as what we've done before and give everybody a good time. Obviously, I didn't actually see the comedians. I watched it back afterwards because I was busy with Diesel Run and stuff like that. So, but I mean, the comedians were great last year. The band obviously are learning lots of new songs for this year. And they're fantastic.
They're pretty much our resident band.
Yeah, because they obviously want to support us, and and they're a great band. So I mean, why change some of this work? So I mean, that bit will be. We
may look at bringing the comedian.
Can you get the Wurzels on because they're local, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They're still going.
They're actually Somerset. They're not Wiltshire. They're Somerset.
Oh.
We don't like
still going, Moses.
Wiltshire and Somerset.
Gary's a xenophobic, that.
Yeah. No, we will probably look at bringing the comedians back, but we're also looking at other things as well. We've got quite a few ideas because we've got a very, very big field this year.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
We have got lots of ideas to fill it with lots of fun stuff.
Whippet racing.
Thought of one. One.
Well, apparently, I'm not allowed to bounce an adult bouncy castle because nobody would insure us.
Mm-hmm.
No, that'd be dangerous. I thought one.
Naked detection, Adrian.
I thought of Cookie Jack, right? Do you remember Cracker Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cookie Jack. So you get 3 people who, luckily, from their ticket number, get called up on the stage, and you stack them up with prizes from LP, Joan Allen, whoever, like Pinpoint, a hat, and all that, and a cucumber, and a lettuce, and a cabbage. Do you remember on Cracker Jack? And the one who drops it first, the one who drops it first loses, and the one who keeps all the stuff stacked on top of them wins the prizes. I thought it'd be a good one. Cookie Jack.
If anybody's got some good ideas, or there's something.
Meaning Adrian's isn't.
You could theme it. You could have run around. Put a wig on Dave. He'd look like Mike Reed. You could have all that.
You got
Tis was.
Put a wig on Johnny. He'd look like Mike Reed.
The guy who was in EastEnders used to do run around, didn't he? What was his name?
Mike Reed. Yeah.
Mike Reed. Can you do it in the style of Mike Reed? Run around.
Adrian just has to speak because he's a Cockney.
I'm not a Cockney, but yeah, you could do it. Right. What is the Queen's crown? Blah. And these questions like that.
Steve Newman. Steve Newman could do that. Could he run around? We could get. They just
can't read all right though, so I don't know if he's getting to. Bless him. Yeah, Phil Fodderfield could do 70s or 80s quiz show theme things. So we could have stuff.
We've actually got very close.
Cookity cook.
Some things we've been discussing.
Cookity cook. Like blankety blank, but cookity cook.
Blankety blank.
Cookity cook. Yeah.
Or you like this one? Ready, steady, cook.
I'll cook Gary a meal and see if he likes cold. As long as it's not cake.
You've got 5 minutes to cook me a meal. Yeah.
And we could have like Rolf Harris drop. Oh no. Gary fixes it. Oh no.
He fixed it.
Steve Newman did actually have a cookie fixed it for me badge, didn't he? Have you not seen it?
Is that the one that he found on the Detectorist?
He actually changed it to cookie fixed it for me, and he was wearing. I thought, Steve, you can't wear that. You cannot wear that.
Just thinking, you could have Steve Newman and Fodderfield do like Sooty and Sweet, like puppets. That'd be quite interesting. I don't know if you love
puppets.
Anyway.
We're seriously though looking at different forms of entertainment throughout the weekend and different form of acts to come in. And the guy that we've got to know quite well, he has got a lot of contacts. You never know. Watch this space. We may end up with a few people that,
Listen, if you really want me to come out of retirement and sing, I'll do it. But it's only for the one. It won't happen again.
I'll tell you what, Dave, where we're staying, right? We could actually do a ghost hunt in the evening. What about that?
Stick that up your arse.
We could go out on a ghost hunt, couldn't we?
I'll be pissed that night.
Could you get Matthew Corbett to attend?
He's dead.
He's dead.
No, Ronnie Corbett's dead. Matthew Corbett's the son of Ronnie Corbett.
No, Ronnie Corbett was in it too. Ronnie's your blurt.
Oh yeah, Matthew Corbett. No, he's not dead, is he? Is he? Oh God.
What about Jeffrey from Rainbow?
He's
Rob, Jane, and Freddie. They could come.
Jane.
Matthew Corbett's still alive. It was his dad, Harry, who died.
That's it, Harry Corbett. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that sort of thing. That'd be quite funny, actually.
There's lots of different options that we've got to try and make the rally different again. And last year we had comedians that. Yeah, I know Dave didn't particularly like the first 3.
No way! How did you know that?
It's because he's not got a sense of humour.
They didn't have a sense of humour.
One of them made me chuckle quite a lot, I have to admit.
Andreas.
Andros was
legendary.
He just had a sort of hysterics. He'd obviously, as I say, you could see the difference between Andros and, no disrespect to the other lads, but you could see that Andros had done the circuit for quite a long time, and he literally, within a few minutes of being up, he worked out the crowd, he worked out the type of people that we
and
were.
He still had the same plastic bag as the when he started as well.
Still had the same plastic bag on him, didn't he? Was it Sainsbury's bag or whatever it was that he's
Tesco.
Was it?
Yeah, anyway, it's 9:30, which means we all have to go to bed, and people like Andrew Paul can go back to work after having a very long toilet break.
What's he said?
This has got to be the. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen.
Sorry, Andrew.
But we are getting a lot of questions coming. Lisa's getting a lot of emails. Adrian, you might be getting a fair few coming through.
Yeah, just delete them.
Asking us, is there a Rodney Cook next year? When are the tickets going on sale? When are we going to, when are you going to release it? Basically, yes, the Rodney Cook is coming back next year, obviously. Yes, we do have pretty much 99.
Oh, look who's here. One of them stupid arseholes. Find your love here, saxfine.xyz.
Steve Newman's just clicked on it. Gary, I think next year we put it on social media, we put it on the website. A lot of people said they didn't know about it, so I think this year it's a bit early to say, but I think we might text everyone who attended last year that the event is live.
Yeah, we discussed it. We were going to do it because obviously, we sold out, as you know, within pretty much 3 days. The tickets had gone the weekend, and so we're not going to. I know some of the other rallies are putting their tickets out for sale now, or sometime in November. Rodney Cook will always be February. Our tickets will not go on sale until February. We will release. Obviously, we've released it now. The weekend will be the first week. It's always the first weekend in September because that way we don't clash with Detective or we don't clash with Just Detect. We're not in the habit of clashing with any of the other rallies because it just makes it awkward for people, especially the traders and everything. So it's going to be the first weekend in September. If you want to save your date for then, you can. Tickets will not go on sale until February. Because there's just no need for us to put them out for sale yet. Adrian, have got quite a lot of work to do at the moment. You've got a lot of things on. You have got a couple of ideas of changing the way we're going to be doing the tickets next year, didn't you? You've had a few.
Well, we tried it on the one-day event. We text everyone their tickets were available, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that seemed to work really well. So I think next year's event we'll do a text because people with emails, some people, believe it or not, don't know how to use email, don't often access their email. It goes in spam, whereas everyone gets a text, don't they? Exactly. So I think we'll look at that next year.
And I think the ticket sales, the system that we had this year worked a treat, didn't it? It worked very, very well. And so I think
helped Mrs. Cook out no end.
Yeah. But yeah, as I say, February will be when the tickets go on sale for the RCM this year. We're not going to do it any earlier.
Gary, would you like us to produce an RCMD mag for the RCM next year again?
Of course. It goes without saying.
We having Lisa on the cover this year.
You can have Lisa on the cover this year. She won't go on the cover. Have John
on the cover.
John's the pin-up of the RCM.
No, not.
Put him on there. Put John. We'll do a nice picture of John. Check presentation
with Brill cream on and all.
We could do an auction. People who want to go on the front cover donate 5, 10, 20, 30, 40.
Yeah, send in your photos of you in your RCM gear or something like that. Yeah, that would be. Or you could just use one of the check presentation photos. That would be quite a nice one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but if someone wanted to pay to go on the front cover and say, "Oh look," only because I know someone.
My ugly mug's been on there too.
Shane's put Mystic Fod on it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
God, that had
Doing his
confused people, wouldn't it?
reading of Adrian.
I think Fod gets enough media coverage as it is. He's I don't think he needs any more.
Brill Cream. Joe Webster, Brill Cream. He said he's got a crate of Brill Cream, John. Anyway, without further ado, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting us know everything. Congratulations again from myself, Adrian, Luke, and all the viewers on the monies that's been raised and handed over to the various charities. And thank you, Adrian. Would you like to give a quick rundown of the prize winners again for us, please? And thank you to all of those who've donated prizes and all of those who have offered us a percentage off, etc., etc. And to the ones who weren't on the newsletter, obviously the newsletter went out before you contacted us. But again, thank you, and they'll be in moving forward. So thank you all.
So yes, thank you. All lovely. Monarch Designs prize, which is something off the Monarch Designs website. I'm not sure what, but it'll be good. Is David Northcliffe. Finds Identified 2 book from Greenlight Publishing, Judith Ward. RCM Hoodie and Beanie. Thank you, Gary and John. Gary Madison.
Madison.
Yeah, is that Gary Madison?
Yep.
No, that's Black Ada. Oh, I'm gonna
just watch the show back.
Yeah, I had to. I'm writing it down. Anyway, third prize is Black Ada digging tool from Gary Madison. Second prize is composite cleaning pencil, Gareth Howard. Well done. And Findlay Meacham, £100 LP voucher. If you want to take a picture of yourself when you receive the prize,
no, he wasn't.
Put it on our web.
No, it wasn't. Findlay won the RCM stuff. Adrian will be watching the show back. In Golby. Sorry.
If once you've worked it out who actually won it, if you want to send us their details, we can post it from our end, say sending it to you, and then you forwarding it on again.
Thank you, Gary. Could you watch it before? Because I know Dave wore it all weekend. So
cake stain.
Sorry. Findlay Meacham won the RCM hoodie and beanie.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if she doesn't mind sending us her address, or via
Findlay's a boy's name.
Yeah, it is Findlay. Yeah, I've got them now. It's just that I've got a very complicated way of drawing things. Look,
your accent. I thought you said Finlay.
Gary,
Finlag. Who's got a name? Finlag.
Finlay is a girl's name, isn't it? Finlay.
Finlay? No, it's a boy.
Finlay's a boy's name.
Yeah.
Gary, go and have a burger. Must have girls in Somerset called Finlay. That's where he's got it from.
Anyway.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Well done. Thank you, Gary, John. Thank you,
all.
everyone, for watching.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Hang on. Wait, it's not a fucking ball.
Oh, wait.
Sorry for swearing.
I've got 5 minutes. I've got to...
Okay, listen, Adrian, I'll make it quick. Look up there. This is Mystic Fods. I know all. I'll see all.
Oh, dear.
I can't fucking believe what you've fucking done.
Your fate is in
Oh,
my
sorry
hands,
for the
Adrian.
swearing. Sorry for the swearing.
You know.
7's coming into my
To
head.
tell
And a
you.
hole.
That's with the P's and Q's.
Let me feel your energy, my love. Adrian, them hands are...
I was really nervous.
Yeah.
It's about time you wrap that right.
Cookie, if you unmute yourself, you can abuse
Very
Adrian
hairy
as well.
palms and bad eyesight.
He didn't have trousers on.
You ain't.
Or
He
pants.
didn't have trout, and he had the glory hole.
You were at 7. Well, you should have been in 6.
No one was in 7.
Exactly, I was in 6. Listen to me, Adrian.
Yeah.
I can tell you about it.
Tell us.
Put your hands on my ball. Feel the energy. Feel the energy, Adrian.
Oh, I can. Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Feel it, Adrian.
It's coming.
Oh, dear.
Adrian, I can sense something.
So can I.
I can tell you things about you that even you don't know.
Is it wet?
No.
Adrian's playing with Father's ball.
We're all God's children, Madam Father. We're all God's children.
803 solid pale green tickets. Okay? Adrian, my lovely, shut your eyes and make a wish. Adrian, it's not one of them shows, mate. Stop wishing that, Adrian. I can't do that. I'm a married man.
Fish finger sandwich.
No.
Oh, I can't say it. Sorry.
Listen, I know exactly what you're thinking. Now stop it, Adrian. It's not one of them shows.
What a legend.
Adrian. Keep your eyes shut, my love. Keep them shut. Feel the energy of the balls.
Ah, what's that?
Squeeze and you will receive. Squeeze and you will receive.
Oh, it's so wrong.
Make
So
me
wrong.
fertile.
Your wish is
I
granted,
want to
my
be
lovely.
fertile.
Squeeze them, squeeze them. No, my lovely. How was that,
There's a
eh?
lump in there.
Oh dear, it's not right. It's enjoying me squeezing that.
Wait a minute, my lovely. Wait a minute. Oh, there, mate. Wait there.
I get sweet. Get a little.
Good night, everyone.
Oh, I enjoy watching that. That's what it's all about.